الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على خير المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. إن شاء الله في هذا اللقاء المبارك سيكون حديثنا حول فقه الصيام إلى بعض الأمور المتعلقة بالصيام. So tonight, inshallah, we're going to gear toward a different topic. So we're going to be talking about the fiqh, the jurisprudence of siyam, of fasting. So last week we talked about the intention. It's being a component and a pillar of siyam. And then we talk about refraining from food, drink, and intercourse during the time of siyam, from dawn to sunset. Yes?
Yes.
So this is the time when we're not supposed to eat, not to drink, not to have any intercourse. And then we opened the subject about al-kaffarat. Kaffarat would be expiations of sins. And we said that the first expiation that we spoke about, Shaykh, pay attention to me, please. Thank you. So I said the first expiation that we talked about last week is what happened if the man had an intercourse with his wife during the daytime. What's going to happen? And we said, last week, we said that he has three options, but his option must be done in sequence. You cannot choose and pick which one that befits you, and no, you have to follow the sequence of the ayat. So the ayat either say, atq raqaba, and in this particular, when it comes to siyam, it doesn't have to be mu'mina. Freeing a slave, when it comes to siyam, to the expiation of siyam, it doesn't have to be a slave, a believer slave, any slave, even if a non-believer at the time. Now we can say yes, we can assume, and we can confirm at the time being we don't have, slaves. Yes. You think? Do you believe that one? Okay. So we don't have. So at the time being we don't have slaves. So now we have two more options. Either fasting 60 days, successive 60 days, or feeding a 60 for homeless? You said homeless? Nice. Or feeding 60 people. Now same thing. Even for feeding a poor person, it doesn't have to be Muslim, but priority goes to a Muslim. The priority goes to a Muslim. If you have a Muslim and you have a non-Muslim, and you want to give your sadaqah, the priority goes to whom? To the Muslim. It's very, very important. Because there is a loyalty between us as a Muslim, which is the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know, what brings us together is La ilaha illallah Muhammadun Rasulullah. If you remember last week when we talked about the 60 days as far as fasting, it has to be done successively. The only way you can break your fast if it is Eid. And we know Eid is haram to fast. You're not permitted to fast on the day of Eid. Either the Eid of the one that comes after Ramadan, or the Eid that comes after Eid al-Adha. The Eid means the Eid al-Adha itself, after the Hajj. When people go to pilgrimage, and the day of Eid, it is forbidden. Not karaha. No, it is haram to fast those days. Now, at that moment, you are allowed to break your fast and resume after the day of Eid. Let's say you fasted 59 days, and the next day was the day of Eid. You break that day, and the next day you continue, and will be your 60 days. But if you break your fast with any excuse, you have to return back and start from the beginning. This one is clear? So that's why the 60 days has to be done successively. Very, very important. Another very important thing about the siyam, and unfortunately that's something that we are facing, it's a problem for us communities in the United States and many countries, that we are every year we make some sincere dua. Ya Allah, make us fast in the same day. Now we become so scared and so frightened that we are so much worried about the same. one of the city will not be fasting in the same, and it happened in St. Petersburg. 3 masajids fasting in the same day, and one in Largo, they fasted the next day. So it becomes a burden, very disturbing for us as a Muslim. And the Prophet ﷺ, through the hadith, is the easiest way. The easiest way. What the Prophet ﷺ told us. صوموا لرؤيته وأفطروا لرؤيته فإن غم عليكم فأكملوا 30 من شعبان. Is not that this is how? Is it extremely easy, this hadith? No. Fast due to its sighting, and break your fast due to its sighting. And if the vision or the sighting was not clear, then complete your 30 days of Sha'ban. As in the Hijri, the calendar, we have only 29 or 30. We don't have no 31 days like the Gregorian. We have either 29 or 30. So after the 30, it has to be the new moon. It has to be the new months. Okay? So, today, what people are doing, again, they're taking this hadith and they put it on the side, and they rely solely on calculation. Now, if you go to, they call it Islamic Center of Los Angeles, it is one of the biggest centers here in the United States. They have in their calendar the next 5 years, when the Ramadan will start and when Ramadan will end. You don't have to worry about no signing. They already decided on the next 5 years when it's going to be Ramadan and when Ramadan is going to be over. So that's mean they basically took the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ and they put it on the side, and they rely solely on the calculation. So that's a direct disobedience of the commandment of the Prophet ﷺ said, أَفْطِرُوا لِرُؤْيَتِهِ وَصُومُوا لِرُؤْيَتِهِ. So the eyesight or the binocular, you can, whatever means that you can, as long as you are taking the means of the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. And then if it's not possible, complete the 30 days of Sha'ban. So, one single Muslim, just Muslim is enough. If he sees it by himself, it's enough for the entire ummah to fast. And that was a practical during the time of the Prophet ﷺ. Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu came to the Prophet ﷺ, said, "O Prophet of Allah, I have seen the moon." Said, "I fasted," and he gave a commandment to the ummah to fast. You see that? It was so easy, no problem. There is something which is quite evident for us as Muslims, اختلاف المطالع. اختلاف المطالع mean in the United States, maybe you can see the moon before a different continent. You know what I'm saying? Islamically, there is nothing that make it legitimate if Saudi Arabia say tomorrow is Ramadan that we have to follow. That why? Because of اختلاف المطالع. So what's mean اختلاف المطالع? Maybe they've seen it in Saudi Arabia, but it's not been seen in the United States. And it happened in the time of Muawiyah radiallahu anhu, when he sees it, and when he was in Sham, in Syria, and they say tomorrow is Ramadan. But in Mecca, they have not seen it. When a traveler from Mecca, from the Sham, traveled to Mecca, and he said, "Well, how come you're not fasting?" He said, "When did you fast?" He said, "Yesterday." He said, "We're just fasting today." He said, "Why?" He said, "Because we did not see it. We just saw it last night." So what that mean? There's a hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, "Sumu yawma yasumu nas." What does it mean? Fast when the people fast. I mean the people of your locality. Your locality. That's why this is something, a very important issue that we have it between us here and Tampa. What we call is calculation of adhan. And it's crucial. Now there's some brother who comes from Tampa and they find out that Salat al-Fajr, the adhan is 5:01. But in Tampa it's still 5:25. Why? Because there is two methods of calculation. There is one they call Islamic Society of North America calculation, and there is another type of calculation called al-Qura. al-Qura. Now, like this, our masjid, we go by the al-Qura. So it is important for the brothers who come to this masjid to follow the calendar of this masjid when they want to abstain from eating during the time of, especially in fasting. Now the adhan is 5:04. So this is the right time to stop eating. Not the imsak. Now the imsak is just a way of precaution. We should not follow it. This is only you want to be cautious. So you want to wait 10 minutes before the adhan. But you still have the right to eat. Until the person is calling the adhan. If the adhan is calling Allahu Akbar, I finish it. You know what I'm saying? When you say Allahu Akbar, and he's going to Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. No, this is not right. This is not the way how we're supposed to do it. As long as the cup is in your hand, yes, and the mu'addin is going in, that's it, yes. But you hear Allahu Akbar, you put it back. But that one, you can, no problem. But you cannot wait throughout the entire adhan. Especially if the adhan of Muhammad bin Nuna, you will have plenty of time. So you see? So that's why it's very, very important to understand this point. So اختلاف المطالع, they call it different location and different sighting. Yes, every country should go by their sighting. You know what I'm saying? Here a scenario, and this is a very important scenario. The Prophet, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran, in Surah Al-Ayat Al-Siyam, when he said, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا كُتِبَ عَلَيْكُمُ الصِّيَامُ كَمَا كُتِبَ عَلَى الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ أَيَّامًا مَعْدُودَاتٍ فَمَنْ كَانَ مِنْكُمْ مَرِيضًا أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ فَعِدَّةٌ مِنْ أَيَّامٍ أُخَرَ. Now, it is extremely important to understand this ayah. فَمَنْ كَانَ مِنْكُمْ مَرِيضًا أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ. Al-marad, disease or sickness, it's comprised of two kinds. هناك مرض لا يرجى برؤه. هناك مرض لا يرجى برؤه. What does it mean? It means incurable. A disease that it is incurable. For this person, it is absolutely clear to do one thing. Is al-kafara. Let's see, he is not able to fast 30 days. Due to his sickness, every day he will take between $10 to $15. Now, in the time they used to give a rice or barley barley, yes. So or a date, but now people don't need that at this moment. So we give money. We give money, $10, $15. You have two options. Either to give it every single day, or you can wait till the end of Ramadan and give it once. Okay? Now, for those, and for this person who is, I told you, who has incurable disease, he doesn't have to make up these days. So as long as he's paying the kafara, he doesn't have to make them up. That's it. Because through giving, that's a way, that means he doesn't have to make it up. Now, al-marad alladhi yurja bur'uh. There is a disease where a person may be sick for 3, 4, 5 days, so he will only calculate the 5 days and wait until Ramadan and make them up. He doesn't have to pay what? Al-kafara. Why? Because هذا مرض يرجى برؤه. That means it is curable. It is curable. Last week I said one very important thing, that it is not permissible to wait for these days until the next Ramadan comes upon you. Once you leave it without any excuse, let's see, you break your fast during this month, 3 or 4 days. Now you have from the day after Eid till the next Ramadan. to make those days. Another important, if you have the intention of 6 days of Shawwal, don't include them because those are dayn. And don't confuse between al-kaffara and between siyam al-tatawwur. That's how I'm going to explain it. Let's see, Omar, you decided that you during this month you fast 3 times, 3 days, okay? And these 3 days you have to make them up after Ramadan is over. But you wanted to fast the 6 days. The hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, "Man sama Ramadan, ثم أتبعه بست من شوال فكأنما صام الدهر كله." Whoever fasts the month of Ramadan and follow it with 6 days of Shawwal, as he fasts the entire year, the reward. Okay? But you cannot combine the intention of the 6 days and say, let's have the first 3 days for the days that I broke in Ramadan, and then I have only 3 more days. No. Because those are kafar. Those are like a loan that you have to make it up, but you have throughout the year. If you waited till the next Ramadan without any excuse, not only making it up, but you have to pay a kafar. 3 minutes? Then you have to pay a kafar. Okay? So that is for any question as far as the sick person. Any question about the sick person? So you understand, either you pay daily for the person whose disease is incurable, or you calculate, you know, if I know he's not going to fast 30 days, you say, let's say it's 29 days or 30 days, times 10, that's $300, and he can pay it at once. It is desirable not to give it to one person. It is desirable to divide it between peoples, because there are a lot of people who are in need. So it is better to do that way. You know what I'm saying? Or you can get each day, you can go and find someone and give him a $10 throughout the month. Okay? Now there is al-musafir. Al-musafir, the traveler. The traveler he has the permission from the Quran that he can break his fast. Now some might say, well, I'm taking a Dreamliner, you know, AC, beautiful seats, you know. So why should I? No. Hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, "Inna Allah yuhibbu an tu'ta rukhasuh kama yuhibbu an tu'ta azaim." Allah loves for a Muslim to take how can I say permission. Yeah. So we can use the word permission. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves for his servant to take the permission that Allah has given them, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala desires for them when it comes to a commandment to adhere to it, to abide by the commandment. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala given us this opportunity as a Muslim. Whenever we are traveling, we can break that fast and make it up later on. But if we decided to fast, it is permissible too. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't say to someone, why? Why? But there's nothing wrong with you. You know, you're going in the airplane, everything is good. Why? No, I want to take this rukhsah. Same thing when it comes to the salah. I combine my salah. I combine dhuhr with asr, 2 and 2. And I combine maghrib and isha. 3, the maghrib never shorten your salah. You know what I'm saying? There's no discount in salat al-maghrib. Absolutely not. It has to remain as a 3 rak'ahs. But salat al-isha is 2. So same thing. But the most important thing that I want to mention before I finish is, for a musafir, Umar has decided to travel tomorrow, okay, to Chicago. You are not allowed to break your fast at home. You must remain fasting until you reach the airport. Because why?
Airport or airline?
Airport.
Okay.
No, the airport. Mean you have lived the vicinity of your city, with what we call the buildings. All the buildings you have left them, you took the highway. That's it. What you see is the water. That means you got farther away from your home. So as soon as you reach there, why is that? Because in case if you were not able to make that travel, or something happened to you.
That's what I'm saying, like the airplane, if you are in the airport.
No. Once you get all the way to the airport,
the airplane,
and it doesn't matter. That's okay. No, but the thing is, if when you still home, you are still home, and you break your fast, no, you are not Allah. That's not permissible. You have to wait until. That's what most of the ulama say. As long as you leave the building of your city. Now, where you don't see no longer the building, it is allowed now to break your fast because you're no longer coming back. And so once you reach the airport, that's it. Okay? So next week, inshallah, what we
flight got cancelled?
even if flight got cancelled, as long as you reach that airport, you are allowed to break your fast because you have left your city. You are going toward the airport. You reach the airport. So then it is permissible for you to do so. Now, on next week, inshallah, what we're going to be talking about, we're going to be talking about, let's say you started your fasting here and you want to make Eid in a different country. You want to make Eid in a different country. Let's see if they fasted 28 days. Or they fast 30 days and you still have one more day. So these scenarios, we're going to be talking about them, inshallah, next week. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه يا فوز المستغفرين. اللهم اجعلنا من الذين يستمعون القول فيتبعون أحسنه.
Short ولا long?